Okay, now Lamar, okay? Um, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, that bitch ass nigga. So the thing is, how can you be a conscious nigga when you are being heavily manipulated by a label? You are being a puppet. Like a nigga literally go up to you, walk up to you and say, nigga, I need you to go up against Drake. It's a marketing strategy. For you to get an advance and increase on your the money that we loan you, okay? And increase on that shit. And in addition to that shit, as a matter of fact. Because that's how the dumb nigga is. They willing to give you, they're willing to let you be indebted to them extra. It's not free money. So, but you gotta, it's a double negative right there, which isn't the positive. This isn't the math that they taught you in the fucking matrix. The fuck is this? No, this ain't a double negative that equals to a positive. It's a dumbass double negative. Okay, so they come and they say, okay, we're gonna loan you, not give you, loan you 100 mil more. Okay, or 50 mil more, or maybe 10 mil more. That's how weak niggas be. Okay. Um, if you go up against this nigga Juicy Drake, okay, you don't ask why, you don't care why, you don't think why because he's a dumbass nigga. That's the problem with a lot of you niggas out there. Thinking is y'all's weak point, and can I blame y'all? It's just your aspects. Your fire signs. Fire signs aren't heavy on thinking. Is what it is. I mean, it depends on the other aspects that they have in their natal charts, but in general, no. The thinking shit, that's for the monks and the Asians, and that's why they're so revolutionary and strategic and smart, capitalism wise. I said the Caucasians, they were in Aquarius frequency, they rule humanitarianism, and yeah, that's why they always like in head of them humanitarian aids because that's their frequency, and law and order. Stop questioning shit now. It's astrological. It's what the each race is attached to a frequency, represents a frequency in astrology, and each frequency in astrology represents something. It's one broad spectrum with varying frequencies. That's just what it is. Each frequency represents something. It's just that. Okay? Y'all represent black ass niggas represent entertainment. Showing off, acting all bougie. And that's what y'all, majority of y'all focus on 99% of your time. Brands, showing off, trying to compete with the Joneses, pretending that y'all got money when you're broke as fuck. Okay, that's why y'all rule. Okay, that's why y'all Sagittarius, which is a copycat, Leo, Aries, and that's why y'all love the whole conflict and war and shit. So yeah, yeah. You may say you're not warring countries, but your war, that the Mars war, the Aries war is a petty war. It's not world war. That's Scorpio shit. Okay? Mars is like you and your husband, you and your wife, you and your kids, you and your neighbor, you and your relatives, you and yourself. That's that war. That is Aries. It's petty and small minded as fuck. And very um, unnecessary and trivial. So, he just made himself more indebted to UMG, to war, a light skinned nigga that he felt inferior to, and that's why they you think that you they they know There are a lot of you dark skinned niggas, MPs out here sensitive and inferior as fuck. And they know how to press your buttons. Not me. They can't do that shit with me. I have too much sense for that shit. You try to make me feel inferior towards who? What? Are you fucking crazy? Look at all this, honey dripping ass melanin. My melanin is it's honey. It's not a tar. I'm not a tar baby. I'm honey. And I'm not talking about this end. I'm not what y'all may call colorist and referring to the tone of my skin. I'm speaking frequency, dumbasses. Okay? Like a lot of y'all, that is how you perceive your melanin. Tor. Something that's driven on. Okay? Now mine is what's in high demand and hungered for and lusted for and drooled over. That's the type of melanin that I got. Honey dripping melanin. Okay? I even wrote about that shit. So just get your facts checked, and when you do that, don't holler at me because you're gonna realize that you have nothing to holler at me with. Okay? Just stay over fucking there. Okay? So they knew that Kendrick was inferior towards Drizzy. They knew that shit. That he was inferior towards Drizzy Drake. And he wanna be Drizzy Drake. Just as some of you bitches out here wanna be these light-skinned, non-talented bitches. You don't want to be them because they're talented. You want to be them because they're light-skinned. Okay? Y'all make no fucking sense. But Drizzy, he's talented. He's not the greatest, because the greatest talented person out here ain't on the stage. It ain't no Beyonce, and it ain't Michael either. It ain't Chris Brown. It definitely ain't them lame ass niggas Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar, them other like people like making a lot of noise. The background noise makers is definitely not them. Okay? The most talented people out here don't give a fuck about the industry because we know how corrupt that shit is. We value our peace of mind even more. And with that being said, that adds to our talent, believe it or not. It makes us even more, make us richer and more talented and profound. So say what? No, none of them are the greatest. But out there, Drizzy is one of the greatest out there on the stage. And that's that. Drizzy's one, Chris Brown's one. Let's get that out there. Okay? Yeah. I have realized Camel Face, Jay-Z, he got some hate on the niggas, all the niggas who've been with Rihanna. Even when they've been with that bitch. And he's like that ugly ass married man who loves his wife. He wants to be with his wife. I wouldn't even say loves his wife. I can't even say loves his wife because niggas like those, they don't love anybody. But he's the type of married nigga who has a wife and still obsessed with his lame ass side hoes or the hoes that he used to have on the side. It's an ego thing. Okay? And you so fucking ugly and you expect to lock down pretty bitches, ugly bitches, talented bitches, talentless bitches. No, you shouldn't lock down anybody. Not even the ugly, talentless ones. Go sit your ass down. Okay? So, I started to get to understand the whole Kendrick Lamar, Drizzy situation. Kendrick is a bitch. A lot of you need to stop being such dumbasses, allowing Lucian Grange and these other record label execs and their puppet masters to manipulate you dumbasses to swindle your pockets. No, they're not swindling your pockets. You're the dumbasses swindling your own pockets. Okay? Because they feeding into your self pity, racism believing dumbasses. Like transcending to higher frequency, you get to realize that self pitying is a damn waste of time. And that's why I don't tell people shit that has happened to me for self pity. Like, I tell them to let them know that, okay, I got over shit, so you can get over shit too. So y'all allow them to use these puppets to create these black music, these music to further encourage your delusional mindsets about racism and it being a thing. Whilst, have you ever like really thought about that? They're like copying like people, like whatever they think is a trend and a vibe, they try to, capitalize off of that. Have y'all not realized that? Oh, no one didn't realize that? What the hell is, like, you see, that's why, like, no offense, but yeah, you could take it as an offense. I don't like Americans. I'm saying that. As a Jamaican, living in Jamaica, I don't like Americans. I like Canadians. I like the British. Um, yeah. I don't like the eastern side of the world either. I like the whole, capitalism, Asian minded ish, but the East is not for me, whether it's Australia, Africa, Asia. It's just like too many dangerous animals over there. That's one. Too much communism over there. Okay. Lack of freedom and respect of women and children. I don't do that shit. Too many pedos over that side too. Like, it's just like that whole side is abominable to me. I don't like that. I disregard the eastern side of the world. It's not my thing. I would never travel to the east. And it's not a desire of mine to travel to the States. For me, Americans, not just the Caucasian Americans, but all Americans, whether they whether they Hispanic or if they black, have an air of entitlement to y'all's ass, where you think that you're entitled to shit. Okay, and it's just a whole bunch of confusion and bullshit in y'all's country, in that country. So, and I think like here in regards to like tourists who actually come here, the rudest tourists are Americans. The most pleasant tourists you'll find here are British, Canadians, um, and other places in Europe. Those are the most pleasant tourists you'll have here. Humble, respectful, um, not rowdy. You Americans, you're loud as hell, whether you Caucasian American, Hispanic American, or Black American. Okay? And so, what I gotta say, yo, just dumb too. You got really low IQ. And that's why these niggas out here, they can be like manipulating you with this whole racism. These dumb tactics, they don't work anywhere else. They don't work in Canada. They don't work in anywhere in Europe, whether England or anywhere else. All of them strategies, that whole like Kendrick Lemur strategy, is only on you Americans. So, with that being said, how do y'all like the same label that signed Drizzy Drake, I think it's the same label. Or division of the label that's signed Kendrick. I think it's the same label because I think it was Drizzy who brought on Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lemur. Lame ass nigga. Okay? So I think it's the same label. Okay? And you're telling me that they helped to put out that song of him going up against their other artists about some bullshit shit. You all, have you ever really, y'all ever y'all really numbskulls and you're really playing into. So I was like, I cannot believe it that y'all be playing into these niggas' hands. Cause like, they'll be like putting out, cause like that song that y'all going crazy over, I never listened to that song. I heard pieces of it being played. I don't remember being played somewhere. I heard that song being played somewhere. Okay? And no, it was, I think it was like on TikTok or like at a backdrop of videos on YouTube. Yeah. Because I don't even hear that song being played in Jamaica. I swear. I cannot recall hearing that song being played in Jamaica. We don't give a fuck here in Jamaica about that shit. We Drizzy. Jamaican people are team Drizzy. Maybe there's like a 1%, 5%. No, the fuck am I kidding? A 1% who was into Kendrick Lamar, but I'm telling you, we Team Drake over here. We got a close affinity relationship with, we straight up Team Drizzy over here. Okay, so it's just all you just y'all Americans. And I don't know about these lame ass Caribbean islands because like a lot of these Caribbean islands they remind me a lot of you Americans. So I don't know what them lame asses be on. I would be surprised if they're all into the bullshit that you're all on. But like just okay, we don't care. Like Jamaicans, we don't Jamaicans don't care about racism. I mean, colorism, like what y'all call colorism psychologically, it's a thing here, but we don't care. Like, it doesn't, like, break anybody's ego or self-esteem here. It doesn't. A dark-skinned bitch still thinks she's fly as hell. She don't feel intimidated or inferior towards a light-skinned bitch. She want to be light-skinned, she just bleaches her skin, and she think that she is better than the bitch who naturally got light skin, and she don't give two F's. That's how Jamaicans be. We don't take intimidation, and that's a thing. That's our culture here. Okay, so we don't do the whole self-pitying shit. We not on that frequency, and that's what I love too about my country. So I don't know what y'all are raving about that song, but it's that song is not it. So y'all playing into the whole, record label tactics, of, you know, deceiving y'all to swindle yourselves. And that's just rad and crazy when I really think about it because y'all never thought to yourselves why. I mean, they're signed to the same label. Why is the label pitting um, somebody somebody who came in after a legend? Let's just say Jay-Z's a legend. Why? It's a repetitive story that he do. They try to pit the one who's nowhere in the league of the legend against a legend, and y'all help them to do that. Yeah, you all help them to destroy Michael, Whitney Houston, just all of them, Amy Winehouse, all of them. Y'all like every one of them. Y'all played a hand in it by being dumb as hell, dumb consumers. You don't pay attention to what you spend your monies on. You allow yourselves to be puppets, constantly played and pulled with strings, pulled by strings by these psychos, because that's the fuck what they are, psychos. Y'all do that. Y'all helped to kill Michael Jackson. Y'all helped to kill Whitney Houston. Y'all helped to kill Prince. Y'all helped to kill all them people. Y'all helped to kill Tupac. Y'all helped to kill Biggie. Y'all helped to do all that shit. Y'all did that. And y'all still doing that. Helping and aiding these record labels into wiping out these people, killing out these people by being dumb and petty as fuck because you feel inferior towards a light-skinned nigga because you a dark-skinned nigga who hates himself. Or you feel guilt-tripped as a light-skinned nigga or a white nigga, Caucasian nigga, Asian nigga, to feel guilty over racism. Nigga, were you the one cracking the whip? Go sit your ass down. What the fuck is there to feel guilty about? The fuck? Yo, constantly be playing into their plot. It's the same label. Why the fuck are they pitting somebody against somebody? Why? Oh, you say, oh, it's to manipulate people and get people to take sides, and they have to create division and to increase their capital. It's marketing strategy. But why the hell are you playing into that strategy if that's your answer? Why are you playing into that? Are you a dum-dum? Because only a dum-dum would play into that. Because, like, I listen to Drizzy Drake, but I ain't out here buying, albums and shit. I got more important shit to spend my money on. I ain't here buying tickets or anything. But my energy means something, my support on an energetic level. And, but I'm not, making myself a Drizzy stance, or Drizzy, what do you call it? Fan. I love his shit. And I listen to him more than Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, I don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar. It was since that song came out with SZA that he did. I don't even know the name of that dumbass song, but it kind of had a flow. And the one, Do You Love Me, that song, was a Kari person he did it with. But the first song that he did that I listened to was one that Drizzy brought him on, when Drizzy brought him out, the Buried Alive thingy. Yeah. So, but he's pretty much non-existent to me. He's just cold to me, not in a dope sense, but in a flop sense. He's just not somebody I would listen to. There's so many rappers out there who I'd rather listen to. B.O.B. Bob, Lupe, even though I just hate the whole racism route that he was on. I don't know if he's still on that ish. I don't even know if he still does music. But he got a dope flow. His voice, how he delivers his lyrical content, just the words. I mean, like, not like what he means by them, but how he puts them together. To put out, what to project what he means, right? And there's B.O.B. That nigga, I like his flow. It's dope. Okay. And that song that he did with Haley Williams from Paramore, Airplanes, like, it's literally telling y'all that like, why y'all like playing it like he's like, lick out against like lame ass niggas like Kendrick Lamar that be playing into the record label's hands, being a puppet, going up against Drizzy for what? To be indebted to the record label? some more, because I guarantee you any other money that they give him, he's gonna have to pay that back. It ain't for free. Okay? That's some dumbass move right there. You should be trying to, not to reduce what you owe them, not be more indebted to them. You dumb as hell. Like Drizzy's way smarter because Drizzy's like, okay, 3 more albums I got to do for y'all. Okay, bam, in one night, 3 albums. He's been working on them for some time, dull, but bam, in one night, and I'm done with you bitches, UMG. Don't try to get me to submit no Grammys nomination. I don't give two fucks because guess what? Y'all gonna benefit from that to say, okay, I won a Grammy under y'all's label. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And y'all supported the Grammy and in boosting that nigga against me. Okay? And it is so insulting too for someone, and they always be going the hypocritical route. They're the pedos. I would be surprised to hear that Lucien Grange and them other niggas, they're on the Epstein files too. I would not be surprised. They're all pedos. I'll tell you that. Okay? And y'all calling someone who's not a pedo whilst you are a pedo? How sickening and pathetic and wicked as hell can you be? And be encouraging a numbskull, a brain dead, a deadhead to call someone who's not a pedo. Wow. Make that make sense. Just really make that make fucking sense. It's like a liar gaslighting you by calling you a liar. That's why they were trying to, they're so narcissistic. They're trying to gaslight Drizzy Drake by calling him a pedo. Because they know that Drizzy know that they the pedos. They know that they the pedos. So that shit will make anybody angry because nigga, I never do that shit. That's pathetic and despicable as hell. And you know that I know that you the pedo. But you out here sending up this numbskull, this deadhead, to call me a pedo, you niggas pissing me off. It's to gaslight you, to get you angry. So you start going crazy, berserk. Then they can say you losing your mind. But you gotta just stay calm. It's not easy to stay calm when you're being gaslit. But that is key. Because when you stay calm, that energy ricochets to the narcissist who's trying to gaslight you. And they start losing their minds instead. Like, why the fuck isn't she losing her mind? Why he ain't losing his mind? And then they start tripping and losing their mind over that. And when you redirect that energy and be like, nigga, you calling me a pedo? You a pedo. And then start calling out all of their associates along with them. And then they start feeling sorry to have messed with you to begin with. The other thing I want to say about Kendrick Lamar, and just done and over with. I mean, before I get there, anybody who allows a record label to dictate to them who to go up against and to tell them to go up against another artist or performer, you can't talk to me. You can't preach to me. You're a puppet. And puppets don't got a brain. Puppets don't got a mind. Puppets cannot teach. Puppets cannot reveal, cannot enlighten. You need enlightenment yourself because you're under someone's control and manipulation. You can't show me the light when you have never seen the light. You don't know which direction the light is. So don't talk to me. Okay? You need saving yourself. Don't try to come about you trying to save me. You need to be saved more than I do because you're the puppet right there. I'm not being manipulated to do ish to anybody. So don't come But you trying to enlighten people. Shut the fuck up. You in the system. Shut the fuck up. You playing into the whole system, being competitive and going up and clashing, another performer. Like, focus on shit that really matters. The hungry people in the hood that you came up from. Help them people. Build houses, give them. We ain't talking about one nice dinner that they gonna shit out tomorrow. We talking about something that they can live in for years that's gonna benefit them for years. How about that? That's what Drizzy Drake be talking about in Janice. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Now, the whole Kendrick Lamar thing. These niggas, they be coming out acting all pro-black and shit, whilst they be wifed up with Hispanic bitches, Caucasian bitches, and biracial bitches. Like, make that make sense. You not pro. What's pro-black about you? Oh, you pro-black, but your dick ain't. Shut up. It's always these niggas that be acting pro-black. What's his name? What's that nigga that came out with the Get Out film? He's one. Tyler Perry's one. Um, is Tyler? Yeah, Tyler Perry's one. He just try to capitalizes off of black people, black people's dumbasses, and black people's emotions. Okay, which all of them do and be trying to do. Um, and you got the Kendrick Lamar, and there's so many others of them. I can't say that about Juicy Drake because the truth is Juicy Drake, he's biracial. Okay, his mom is Caucasian. His dad is black. Okay, so he doesn't owe black women anything. Not saying that black men owe us anything, but if you gonna come Afrocentric, your bitch gotta be black, or else don't say shit. And the niggas out here who are actually Afrocentric, they ain't saying shit. They ain't trying to like seem like Afrocentric heroes, like these hypocritical niggas out here wifing up these light skinned bitches, Caucasian bitches. Like, shut the fuck up. Biracial bitches, Caucasian bitches. Just shut up. Shut up. The fact that you don't have control of your dick, that you can tell me that your mind is Afrocentric, but your dick ain't. Then why you out here trying to preach? You trying to preach what? Self-control when you don't got that? Why you not giving back to the black community? Wifing up a Afro centric black chick is giving back to the community. If you look at it from that perspective. There are some really great and awesome black women out there. I find that the biggest drama bitches out there are Caucasian women and black niggas. Yeah, the most toxic motherfuckers out there. I said it. It's true. And they make the perfect toxic couple. They always do, and they never last long. Never, never, ever, ever, ever. I'd rather listen to a St. John. Like, yeah, that nigga, he reps black women all the time in his videos. He got his image. He got his brand. I sense an air of authenticity, whether it's right or true, but that is his truth, nonetheless, and I sense that from him. So I'm gonna leave it right there about the whole Kendrick Lamar shit. My perspective on Kendrick Lamar. Okay, he's a lame ass. He's whack, and all you people out there, in support of him. I mean, like, if you want to listen to his music, fine, because like you like what you like. Sometimes I find myself listening to people's songs, people who I don't like. I don't do it often. I try to, not do it as a matter of fact. To completely detach and disassociate myself from their anything, related to them frequency wise. But if you listen, if you find a song dope, fine. But don't let it be a whole colorism, racism shit. That don't make any sense. Like, that cannot make a song dope. Okay, that simply just means that you vibrate very low if that's what gives you a kick. And I'm gonna leave it right there.